Something that I was pondering and I was thinking about is, why is it so difficult for people to get in shape? What's the real difficulty of getting lean, losing weight? And the difficulty of it is your self-belief or your belief systems that control you and that ultimately dictate where you're going to go in life or what you're going to become or what your habits become. Because essentially we are a product of what our beliefs are. And I believe controlling our beliefs and changing our beliefs is the first step to becoming who we want to become, And I'll give you an example. One time I had a client and he said, I want to find a partner. I want to find a woman when I'm at my worst, when I'm at my biggest, so that she wants to stay with me, even if I get in shape or even when I get in shape, that she'll still want to stay with me and that she'll never leave me. I want to make sure she likes me for the right reasons. And while that's a fair assessment and a fair thought process, the first thing that I thought about was ultimately and essentially what you're saying to me is that you want to find somebody that is going to be okay with you getting back out of shape because you feel that you're going to get back out of shape. You don't actually feel and believe that you're this in shape guy. So you want someone that's going to love you or want you when you go back to your belief systems, which is being out of shape, which is being obese, which is, having that type of lifestyle. So, because if you believed you were lean, if you believed you were, 190 pounds and not 350 pounds, well, then you wouldn't care why a woman wanted you or why somebody wants you. It's perfectly fine for people to want you for those reasons, and people go through the same type of belief systems when, men may say, I want a woman to want me not for my money, but, the man that you became by pursuing and achieving the goal of making money and achieving success is part of the reason why that woman may like you. So it's not necessarily wrong. And if you feel that way, perhaps your belief systems are a reflection, or perhaps what you're saying is a reflection of your belief systems, which is, I'm scared that I'm going to be a failure again, or I'm going to be poor again, because perhaps you came from poverty, or perhaps you came from being an obese background. So you always are fighting your belief systems, which is, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be successful. I don't deserve to be wealthy. I don't deserve to be lean, because who I am at the root of it all is obese, or who I am at the root of it all is poor. So your whole life you're going to go fighting these belief systems of trying to not go back. You're just afraid of going backwards instead of being proud and being driven by going forward. So you're driven by fear instead of being driven by desire. So essentially you got to be driven by desire in life. You got to be driven by what you do want and who you want to become, not who you don't want to become. Because if you're driven by who you don't want to become, it's in your subconscious mind, it's in your being. And when it's in your being, it's a possibility, it's an option. So essentially, we need to get rid of this option in your mind. There's no option. I'm not going back to being poor, or I'm not going back to being obese. So you have to get rid of that completely out of your life and completely out of your mind and completely out of your belief systems. That it's not even part of the equation. So how do we change our belief systems? How do we become the person that we want to become? By rewriting our beliefs. And the way we do that is by taking one step at a time in life and consistently conditioning over those bad beliefs or the beliefs that you don't want. So it's rewiring these circuits in your brain so that the new beliefs become stronger than the old ones and that they overpower them. Because if you're fighting two battles, if there's a tug of war, the stronger side is going to win. The more dominant side is going to win. So the way we make the new belief system stronger and more dominant is by rewriting it over and over, making it a habit, reaching a point of automaticity where it's the norm in your life because you do it so frequently and you do it so often that it's no longer a battle of fighting this belief with that belief. You choose the one that's easiest. That's what we do as human beings. We choose a path of least resistance. We always choose the easiest path. So essentially, we need to structure our lives so that the easier path is the success one, is the belief systems of the person you do want to become instead of the person you don't.